All right, this video is going to be a little bit different than the other ones because it was brought to my attention that my lesson 9 homework video, there was no audio. So when I recorded it, I must have not enabled the microphone on it. And so I was only recording what the screen was doing and not the stuff I was saying while I was making it. So what I'm going to do here is we're just going to watch the video I made for lesson 9, and I'm going to kind of talk over it, explaining what I'm doing in the video, how I'm setting it up, and how we can find our answers. So it's going to be similar to what we've seen, but just might not go as smoothly as the other ones. So our first problem, a group of friends are sharing 2.5 pounds of berries. If each friend received 5/4 of a pound of berries, how many friends are sharing the berries? So what you're going to see me here first do is make a diagram for the 2.5 pounds of berries. And I want to make it in a way that I can then, once I have that represented, I can make groups of these 5/4 pound of berries that the friends are going to be sharing. Okay, because every group of 5/4 will represent one friend. Move this out of the way. So the division equation we would write for it would be 2.5 divided by 5/4. Here I go making the diagram, so that's 1 whole. That is 2 wholes, and then that's my half. And now when I go to make it into fourths, I have to remember when I get to this last one to only split it up into 2 sections, because if I did 4 sections here, then that would be another 3rd whole, and we don't have 3 wholes. We just have 2.5. So that's why those 2 wholes I split into fourths. This last one is just going to be split into 2, with each part being 1/4 and 2/4. So now next you're going to see me group them every 5, because our group size is 5/4. So there in the blue is one friend. Here in the green is going to be a second friend. And you can see then that now all of our 2.5 is taken up. So you have friend A in the blue, friend B in the green. So coming back to the question, how many friends are sharing the berries? 1, 2. 2 friends. Okay, second question. A group of friends is sharing 2.5 pounds of berries. If 5 friends are sharing the berries, how many pounds of berries does each friend receive? So here you're going to see me again make the division equation, 2.5 divided by how many friends they're going to be splitting it up, which is 5. And then you're going to see when I go to make the diagram, I'm going to make my 2 wholes, and then I'm going to make my half. There's 2 wholes, and then there's a half, and I just have to be mindful that that is just a half. And now I want to think, how can I split this up so that I can divide it 5 ways? Okay, you wouldn't want to split it into fifths, because you can't split a half into fifths. You could do fourths, but when I think about what's the easiest way to split it up, and if I just think about halves, if I split this in half and this in half, you're going to have 1 half, 2 halves, 3 halves, 4 halves, and then this last one is just 1 half. So actually splitting it up just into halves is enough in order to split it up 5 ways. If I would have done fourths, I would have had 4 boxes here, 4 boxes here, 2 boxes here, so I would have had 10 total fourths, and then splitting it up into 5 groups would put 2/4 in each group, which would be equal to 1/2. So you would have got the same answer if you would have split it up into fourths. But splitting it into halves is just a little bit more efficient. So now you can see every color here is representative for a different friend, and that green being the 5th friend. And so our answer, how many pounds of berries does each friend receive? Our diagram shows each friend getting 1/2 of a pound. Okay, the third problem. 2/5 of a kilogram of soil fills 1/3 of a container. Can 1 kilogram of soil fit in the container? So this is kind of a yes or no question. So we have to, 1 kilogram of soil is going to be equal to 5/5 kilograms of soil, right? And they tell us how many kilograms of soil fills 1/3 of the container. So what I'm doing here is I just made one hole, and that's representative of one whole container. And then I'm going to take that container and I'm going to split it up into thirds so that I can show how much weight of soil goes with 1/3 of that container. So there's my container split into thirds, and now I can put the amount of weight that goes with 1/3 of the diagram. So that's going to be representative there of 2/5 kilogram of soil. And if that's going to be 2/5, then that means every third after that is also going to be 2/5. And remember what I said at the beginning, we're looking for 5/5 would be 1 kilogram of soil. So if we get to 5/5, or if we go over 5/5, then that means that the answer would be yes, 1 kilogram can fit in. So you have 2/5 here, another 2/5, 4/5, and another 2/5 would be 6/5. And 6/5 is, if you put that as a mixed number, 1 and 1/5. So the question, can a kilogram fit into the container? Yes, because we can fit just over a kilogram into that container. Three tickets to a museum cost $12.75. At this rate, what is the cost of one ticket? So if I think of what a division equation would be, $12.75 divided by 3. That's going to represent my total right there, my $12.75, and I'm splitting it up into 3 parts so I can divide that $12.75 3 ways. I don't know if I show here how I do that division. Oh yeah, okay, so I split it up as 12, I thought of it as like $12 divided by 3, and then 75 cents divided by 3, and then I combine those two values to get the amount that would go with each person. So I know each person is going to get $4, and then when we split the 75 cents 3 ways, that comes out to 25 cents, which gets added on to the $4, so each friend gets that $4.25. $3B starts the same way. 3 tickets to the museum cost $12.75. At this rate, what is the cost of 5 tickets? So I can use what I have from the last page of knowing that one ticket is $4.25. I already know the cost of 3 tickets, so I just got to kind of use my answer from the last page to add on 2 more tickets. So I would add that $4.25 2 times onto my $12.75, and that's going to give me the cost of 5 tickets. Making sure you're lining up your decimals when you're adding, so your place values are lined up, starting right to left. 5 plus 5 plus 5, 15. 5, carry the 1. 1 plus 7 plus 2 plus 2 is 12, carry the 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 4 is 7. 7 plus 4 is 11. Carry the 1, and there is your final cost for 5 tickets. Elena went 60 meters in 15 seconds. Noah went 50 meters in 10 seconds. Elena and Noah both moved at a constant speed. How far did Elena go in 1 second? So this actually really isn't from this unit at all. This is one of those spiraling problems that come from last unit. I'm going to pause this really quick. So the reason I crossed that part out is because this question, we know how far Elena went in 15 seconds, and then the question is just how far did Elena go in 1 second. So for this question, the information about Noah is not relevant. So that's why I crossed that out, because I can just ignore that for this problem. So I'm going to make a ratio table here comparing meters and seconds. I'm going to plug in what I know, 60 and 15, and then I know that I'm going to have to get down to 1 second by that last row. So quickly, I know I can divide both of them by, I think I do 3 or 5. 3, I divide them both by 3 first, and then from there that makes it easier to divide by 5. And then that shows that in 1 second, Elena went 4 meters. Elena went 60 meters in 15 seconds. Noah went 50 meters in 10 seconds. Now it's how far did Noah go in 1 second. So I'm going to do the same thing. Ratio table comparing meters and seconds for Noah. I'm going to plug in what I know at the first row, 50 and 10. And I know I'm going to have to get down to that 1 second by the end. Quick way down there is to cut them both in half by dividing them by 2. And then once you get them in half, it's a little easier to divide by 5 to get 1 second. 5 meters. So Noah went 5 meters in 1 second. And then this last question is pretty easy. Who went faster? How do you know? Noah or Elena? So we knew Elena went 4 meters in 1 second. Noah went 5 meters in 1 second. So because they were both going for the same amount of time, the person that went farther is going to be the person that went the farthest, which would be Noah. And I believe that is it for that homework. So hopefully this audio recorded this time. Thank you.